Let's talk about the difference between misting and leaking shocks and how you can visually tell the difference. Misting shocks are often incorrectly diagnosed as failures. But to understand why, let's discuss what misting really is. Misting is a natural phenomenon that occurs in a working shock. As the temperature of a working shock increases, an ultrafine amount of shock fluid adheres to the piston rod as it's pulled past the oil seal on the extension stroke. On the compression stroke, a small amount of the hot shock fluid evaporates off the piston rod. When the evaporated fluid reaches the cooler outside air, it condenses and forms a film or mist on the outside of the shock body. This mist often mixes with dirt and dust to form a grimy film on the shock. This natural process is normal and should not be diagnosed as a failure. The presence of a slight film of shock fluid on the piston rod is not only beneficial, it's essential to lubricate the piston rod and seal for extended service life. If the oil seal did not allow this ultrafine amount of oil to adhere to the rod, then the rod would not be lubricated and the natural friction generated by the working shock would inevitably melt the seal. A leaking shock allows larger amounts of fluid to escape past the oil seal. The fluid is pushed out with each extension, causing most of the fluid to rapidly escape. By the time they're inspected, leaking shocks have usually lost all performance capability. Unlike misting shocks, which generally show a light, even layer of film, leaking shocks typically exhibit streams of fluid down the shock's body. Evidence of these streams can most easily be seen when the shock is fully extended. Just remember this, if it's streaking, it's leaking. For more shock absorber training and technical tips, visit Gabriel.com.